strange obsession with Sheikh Yasir Qadhi. Sheikh Yasir Sheikh Yasir Qadhi. Sheikh Yasir Qadhi. Sheikh Yasir Qadhi.
It seems that David Wood goes through something I like to call phrases. His first phrase was his obsession with Dr. Zakir Naik. He made a video a few years ago called Dr. Zakir Naik is a joke, or Zakir Naik is a joke, and he talks about how Zakir Naik is supposedly running away from David Wood. But the reality is Zakir Naik sees David Wood as a complete and utter waste of time, and thus he's not going to engage with people who waste his time, like David Wood. So Zakir Naik has refused to engage or debate David Wood because he thinks he's a waste of time, and believe me, he is. Now, the next phrase of David Wood was making the stupid Islamicize me series. Now the next phrase, the phrase we're in right now, is his praise or his phase of Sheikh Yasir Qadhi, because he's been making videos about Sheikh Yasir Qadhi, and it's kind of getting to the point where David Wood has developed some kind of strange obsession with Dr. Sheikh Yasir Qadhi. So my theory is that David Wood has some, I don't know how to say, I don't know how to say this, but like I think it's true. He has some kind of like gay obsessions with people like Zakir Naik and Nabil Qureshi and now Sheikh Yasir Qadhi. Similar weird homo obsessions are also found in people like James White and Sam Shamoon. They also develop weird homo fetishes or homo obsessions with people like Bart Ehrman, Ijaz Ahmad, Shabir Ali, like these like weird, like creepy obsessions with young Muslim kids and things like that, which kind of freaks me out. But David Wood's gay obsessions have become like, our weird obsessions with other Muslim men has become bigger and bigger and bigger, right? And I'm gonna get into how this fits into destroying him. Now, the thing about Wood is he wants people like Sheikh Yasir Qadhi to engage or to talk to him, or to go on his channel, and everybody's refusing. Ali Dawa has refused. Mohammed Hijab has refused to engage with him again. David Wood and his colleagues again. Who else? Shabir Ali doesn't want to engage with him. Who else? Ijaz Ahmad doesn't want to engage with David Wood and his colleagues. His colleagues being, Jay Smith, Sam Shamoon, etc., etc. Adnan Rashid doesn't want anything to do with David Wood and his colleagues, etc. And the list goes on. Nobody wants anything to do. Doctors Zakir Naik doesn't want anything to do with David Wood. So the list goes on. Every Muslim apologist, from Dr. Zakir Naik to Sheikh Yasir Qadhi to Adnan Rashid to Shabir Ali and everybody else, etc., don't want anything to do with David Wood. They're basically blacklisting and ignoring him. Now, why is that? Now you might be saying, why is that? Why are they blacklisting and ignoring him? And I think I finally get why they're doing it. I think I know why they're doing it. Because, see, with Wood operates, Wood and his colleagues kind of operate like, I don't know how to say it. They kind of operate like cats, See, the thing with cats is, like, the less attention you give them, the more attention they want. So basically how Wood operates in his weird fantasies or his weird obsessions with Muslim men is he wants attention from Muslim men. He wants attention from people like Dr. Sheikh Yasir Qadhi, people like what's his face, Dr. Zakir Naik, etc., etc. To a lesser extent, James White is also after young Muslim college kids, and Bart Ehrman. He also has some weird fetishes and weird obsessions with men, but it's kind of different from David Wood. David Wood's obsessions or weird weird obsessions with Muslim men is different from his. But let's just focus on Wood. White is a complete utter crazy nutcase, which we can talk about another time. Let's talk about Wood. Now, Wood is basically calling out Dr. Sheikh Yasir Qadhi, obsessing over him and making countless videos about him. He's made at least more than 5 videos about Yasir Qadhi, and Yasir Qadhi is not biting. Yasir Qadhi is not giving him the attention that Wood wants. And this is actually a brilliant plan, not only by Sheikh Yasir Qadhi, but Zakir Naik, Anand Rashid, etc. I know what they're doing. They're purposely ignoring him. They're purposely rejecting him. So basically, I'm getting back to this Sheikh Yasir Qadhi thing. Yeah, Sheikh Yasir Qadhi is rejecting David Wood's advances. Sheikh Yasir Qadhi is rejecting David Wood's aggressive approach, or David Wood's egging onto him. He's rejecting David Wood's advances. Shabir Ali is rejecting Sam Shamoun's advances. These guys are rejecting their advances, and they're basically ignoring people like David Wood, and that's a good thing, because the less attention you give to Wood, the more you reject David Wood and his colleagues. The less attention you give to David Wood and his colleagues, the more they become obsessed with you, and the more desperate they become. So this is a brilliant plan by the Muslim apologists that we should engage with. The more we reject them, the more we don't engage with them, the more we basically ignore them, the more their weird obsessions with us increase, and the more desperate they look to their viewers. So basically, if we keep ignoring them, if we keep rejecting them, if we keep, basically blacklisting them, then eventually they will fade away. Trust me, Wood and his colleagues are not worth your time. I've engaged with them, and trust me, they are not worth your time. If you want to be a Muslim apologist, well, I'm going to talk about that in the final video. But basically, I kind of understand the psychology of David Wood. I kind of understand the psychology of his colleagues too, because they behave like him, but not as severe. They're basically, egging Muslims on. They're basically wanting attention from Muslims. They're basically wanting the acceptance of Muslims. But the more we reject them, the more we separate from them, the more we ignore them, the less powerful they will be. Remember one thing. There's one thing you should remember, and it's that the powerful may control everything, but they don't control our will to choose. There's a really good, I found a really good quote. I don't know who said it, but the person said, it's up to you to be offended or not, right? It's up to you to engage with the crazies or not. So basically, this is actually a brilliant strategy done by other Muslim apologists, which I wish I knew before I engaged with Wood and Shamoun. So basically, this whole thing. So basically, the more people like Sheikh Yasir Qadhi and Shabir Ali and Adnan Rashid, the more they ignore and basically reject Wood, the more his obsessions grow, and the more aggressive the more he eggs on them in his YouTube videos, etc., etc. This shows his desperation. So basically, he's basically, the psychology of him is kind of exposed here. The attention seeking of him is exposed here. His strange obsessions with Yasir Qadhi is trying to get Yasir Qadhi to engage with him, but Yasir Qadhi is refusing, because he knows that Wood is a waste of time. Without even engaging with him, he knows that Wood is a waste of time. So this brilliant strategy is to eventually blacklist or ignore or don't feed the troll. So that's what basically every Muslim apologist is doing with these people. So the less attention you give them, the more they become obsessed with you, And it's like a cat, right? The less attention you give to a cat, the more attention the cat wants. Same thing with Wood. Same thing with Wood and his colleagues. The less attention you give them, the more obsessed they become with Islam, the more obsessed they become with Muslim apologists, and they show their desperation that no one wants to engage with them, not because they have good arguments against Islam, but because they are a complete, utter waste of time. And we as humans on Earth don't have an unlimited amount of time. There's a saying that the son of Adam is nothing but a number of days, and that's true. So we gotta make the best use of our time, and those people are not worth our time. They might be worth our time refuting in videos, but not in engaging with refuting in videos, so they don't brainwash other Muslims or the innocent public. But they're not worth talking to or engaging to. So the psychology of David Wood is revealed here. The less attention you give him, the more you reject him, the more he becomes obsessed with you, and the more desperate he becomes. And more desperate him and his colleagues become, and that shows that they basically have nothing to stand on, because Muslims are basically ignoring them, on purpose, because they see them as a waste of time, which they are. Stay tuned. The final videos are coming up ahead.